Welcome back to The Grind for a review on the Elite Animated Portrait Limited Time branch, which is available until October 5th. Now, there is over 12 days on this branch, so you do have some time if you want it. And we're going to talk about some situations where you might consider this branch, but it really isn't going to be a convincing deal for a lot of players, but bear with me because there may be a few situations that this might be something to consider. Now, when we look at the branch, there are several nodes. There's, energy packs, inner fires, egg tokens, rune dust, chisels, some timers, some platinum chests, and then at the very end, that's not the one I wanted to click on. At the very end, there is an Ascension token. Now, these Ascension tokens are new this season, where after you collect a mythic dragon, if you continue to complete more branches, you'll get additional Ascension tokens that will allow you to unlock extra rewards to make your mythic dragon even stronger. Now, this is a very cool addition, but it requires these Ascension tokens. And the number of Ascension tokens that you need is more than the number of branches. To get the number of Ascension tokens you need to complete more branches than is required to simply unlock the mythic dragon. So completing 3.5 branches should get you enough to unlock a mythic dragon, but in order to get the very first mythic prize, which is one of the runes, then you have to actually have completed 4 full branches, because the first mythic reward is 8 Ascension tokens and you get 2 Ascension tokens per branch, unless you complete additional branches like this one to get Ascension tokens along the way. Now, half of a branch is over 15,000 sigils, which means that if you can get an Ascension token for less than 15,000 sigils, then technically it's more efficient for your sigils in a few scenarios, because along the way of a typical branch, you're getting keys, and most players are going to need those keys for the branch. However, like I said, 3.5 branches gets you the mythic dragon, but you need 4 branches worth of Ascension tokens to get the very first prize. So technically, if you are going to get 1 mythic dragon this season and just barely over that, but you want to get some of these mythic rewards, then these Ascension tokens, or this Ascension token, is technically cheaper than getting it from a regular season branch. However, remember, along the way you get keys, and so you still have to complete at least 3.5 branches worth to get your keys. And if you get keys from typical branches, you can exchange those in the new season through the redemption branch for additional prizes. And in a lot of scenarios, the branches through the season where you're going to get those keys also might have better prizes. So for a player who is either free to play or really doesn't spend much and really needs to get the most out of it or grow their account a lot more and is limited on how much that they can complete in a season, then most of the time completing a branch for the keys and Ascension tokens is going to be more valuable. And that's based on what is available in the branch. So let's take a look at the items in this branch. The items, my game is kind of a little finicky right now, but 50 energy packs and 50 inner fires for 1,000 sigils is, I don't know that you would want to spend to get those simply. Basically, sorry, I'm having trouble going through these. I'm not sure why the game is being so finicky for me today, but all in all, the prizes within this branch for the sigils does not seem worth it, but it does have a very cool portrait, and you can get an animated portrait at the end, and you do get some prizes along the way, so you're not just paying for the portrait, but this is not something that is going to help your account grow. But a lot of players love portraits and they want to collect as many portraits as they can, and they really like to have a cool portrait on their profile and maybe update it every month or every season. And this is a very cool portrait. That's not, I can't really argue with that. Maybe it's not your liking, but if you know that you'll be able to get your mythic dragon and all the Ascension tokens at the end of the season, if you have the sigils available now and you're willing to spend rubies on super sigil chests at the end of the season to, clean up the branches that you want, or if you're willing to spend money throughout the season to buy packs to get some sigils along the way, then this isn't a terrible decision to make, because the Ascension token is technically cheaper than if you were to get it from a season branch. But like I said, you're getting all the prizes from the season branch along the way, and you're getting keys along the way. But in a very specific situation where you only think that you can complete just over 3.5 branches, and you need that last Ascension token as cheap as possible so you can get that first mythic node completed in the Mythic Dragon branch, this technically would save you a few thousand sigils. Now, a few thousand sigils throughout the season and with super sigil chests at the end is pretty minimal. So, you know, grabbing this to save 2,000 or 3,000 sigils isn't necessarily the biggest or smartest decision that you could make for your account. So I don't think I would recommend this branch as a means of getting to the end of, you know, having a Mythic Dragon and the Mythic nodes at the end. But if you do want this portrait and you like the portrait, the Ascension token is technically a cheap option, and you do get some additional rewards along the way, but I wouldn't say it is necessarily a good value for this branch. But I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that it gave you some insight into how to decide whether or not you want this branch, and I hope to see you in the next video.